Hello Cancers, Turquoise Tarot here with your reading for March 2017. I hope this video finds you all doing well. Couple quick announcements. I'm offering a special on my private readings. So if you purchase a 20-minute private reading, I'm adding an additional 15 minutes to that reading for free. And also for my 40-minute readings, I am offering an additional 10 minutes for free. You can choose to use that time to either ask an additional question or allow me to elaborate further on your initial questions that you've asked. Now, my private readings run $30 to $65. You can find information about my private readings on my website, and I will post that in the information box below this video. Also, if you're interested in donating to the channel, which is always greatly appreciated, I will post a link for that below as well. So let me go ahead and get started with your reading for March. This first spread is going to be a general reading for the month, and then I'm going to do two other separate spreads regarding love, one for singles and then one for couples. So let's go ahead and see what the general messages are for Cancer for the month of March 2017. Oops. And I apologize for the fan. I know some people comment on that, but I do have an older model computer, so I will try to speak above it. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the Fool, the Five of Swords, the Hermit, and the Queen of Swords. Now, as I was shuffling, a card that fell out is the King of Swords. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to see how it works with the rest of the reading. For the overall energy at the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card, Major Arcana. So let me just look over this really quickly and I'll see what messages are coming through here. I feel like some of you may have been passed up on a promotion of some kind, or there was a work situation that you were considering, possibly a career move or a career change even. I think some of you also may have found, maybe in the later part of February or maybe even in the beginning of March, you'll find that you were working on a project and you're not getting the recognition that you feel you deserved. For others of you, you are getting that recognition. Perhaps you came up with a creative idea as to how to deal with a problem and you found a solution that worked, and now you're being recognized amongst your peers for that. But for some of you, I'm feeling like maybe you're not getting that recognition, and that may cause you to pause and reflect and ask yourself, you know, is this maybe the line of work or maybe this particular position where you're at, is this something I really want to keep doing? Because I'm not getting what I feel I deserve. For others of you, I feel like this month, you may be reflecting on your family or a family member that either has already passed away, or it's someone that maybe you haven't spoken to in quite some time, and so it's like you've let go of that relationship, or you have let go of that relationship. And I feel like this month you may want to try to reconnect with that person. This month is really about you taking a pause and reflecting. I really feel like you're going to gain a new perspective on what makes me happy and what do I want out of life. I feel like there is a focus on family, possibly starting a family business or wanting a family business instead of working for another company or working under somebody else because you're not getting that recognition. So this month marks a time when I feel like you're going to be going through some significant changes and asking yourself, you know, where do I want to really put my energy into? Because the Judgment card talks about a rebirth of a new life. These people are rising from the coffin, and the angel here is trumpeting them to move forward and awaken. It's like a spiritual awakening, an emotional and mental awakening, where you're asking yourself some hard questions about, you know, where have I been and where has that gotten me? Where have I invested myself and where has it worked and not worked? And now how do I want to invest myself in the future? Because this Seven of Pentacles represents a man who has invested himself in one area where maybe he's not reaping what he wants. He's not getting what he wants out of it. So now he has the opportunity to invest this pentacle. Where is he going to invest it? Is he going to put it back where he's been, or is he going to try something new? So I feel like this month is really about you trying something new, gaining a new perspective on life and saying, you know what, I want to go in a new direction. I want to change things. It's a new beginning. With the Queen of Swords here, it's talking about having the mental clarity and being able to communicate that vision, your new vision, to maybe your family or your spouse, and saying, you know, we need to make some changes here. Because the way we have been doing things, or the way I have been doing things regarding family or regarding my work, it's not satisfying anymore. So coming up with solutions and looking at the facts, you know, saying, okay, this is the black and white of our situation. This is how much we make. This is how much we can spend. I want to make more money. How am I going to do that? Finding creative solutions to do that. I want more recognition for my hard work. How am I going to go out there and find it? Where do I need to apply myself to find fulfillment and find happiness? But I think there is a focus on family this month as well as career. The Hermit is really an introspective card. So this is you looking at yourself, contemplating. You know, it's funny because we look at the Hanged Man. This is where the Fool has gained a new perspective on the world around him. Now, as the Hermit, he's taking a time out to pause and reflect and consider these lessons that he's learned. And he's asking himself, now how can I apply these lessons to my life, and how can I find ways of being happy with these newfound perspectives, beliefs, ideas. So this is honestly a very good month for you. It's a month where things are opening up. You're seeing things more objectively. I think the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords here, this can be a couple. So if you're in a relationship, it may be you talking to your partner or your spouse about the changes you want to make to your lifestyle. I think there's going to be some changes just even to your day-to-day lifestyle, but also how you make money and how you invest your time and invest your energy. So there's some talk with family about how are we going to do this? How are we going to make it happen? Now, coming up with the cards, the King and Queen of the same suit, I feel like it's saying here that your partner's going to be on board with you, and they understand your fresh perspective, and they understand where you're wanting to go, and they're supportive of you in that. If it's not a partner, then it must be some significant family member or a friend that is a really close family member, maybe even like a roommate, and you're dealing with a roommate situation where you're saying, you know what, we need to change the way we do things. Maybe we need to change the way we handle our finances, or maybe we need to change the way we live together and cohabitate. But overall, this month is a new beginning, an awakening, living life in a new way, finding out what makes you happy, and releasing the things that no longer work. Okay? So let's take these Gypsy Oracle cards, and I'm going to look a little bit more in depth on this reading and see what additional messages that we can maybe get from this. I want to look at, let's look at the Hermit. Yeah, so some of you, maybe you didn't get that recognition that you thought you were going to get. Okay, some type of work efforts or collaborative efforts that you put in a lot of work, and somebody else got the recognition for your work. And so it's not necessarily a catastrophe, but it's telling you, look, I need to reevaluate the way I'm doing things. So it's like you built this house. This card represents the tower in the Rider-Waite deck. So this is like things crumbling to the ground. We've built this house. We've built this foundation. Guess what? It's not working for me anymore. So I got to tear it down and I got to start over. That's what you're contemplating. And it's asking you, what truly brings you happiness? Where it's rebuilding and rebranding yourself. What brings you happiness? What gives you confidence? What boosts your ego in a way? And what makes you feel good about what you're doing? And it has to be something that you love, something you're passionate about, something you're excited about. But I think it's something new. Let's look at the Judgment card here. Joyfulness, finding joy, living in joy, finding what makes you happy. Again, something new, because we have the baby here. And it's something that you're either highly sensitive about or highly attracted to. Okay? Living in a new way. Let me look finally at, let me look at the Hanged Man. This can represent a sacrifice needing to be made, or it can be just that fresh perspective that you've gained that allows you to live like the Fool and walk in a new direction, in a new light, in a new path. Okay? Yeah, so I think it's more or less a matter of gaining new perspective with the Hanged Man. We have a pleasant surprise coming in unexpectedly. We have the Foe, which I think is representing you not being your own worst enemy in a sense, allowing new things, new opportunities to come in, because it's a fortunate turn of events. We do have the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune here, which talks about a change. You know, a cycle. Life is about ebb and flow, but we're in a change now where we're seeing an upswing in your life, things changing for the better, but it is about you being proactive in making plans and strategizing how you're going to materialize that in your day-to-day life. Okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and look at what's going on for my single Cancers for the month of March. We have the Three of Swords, which fell out. I'm going to see how that resonates with the rest of the cards. Again, Three of Pentacles. The High Priestess. Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. Knight of Cups. Nine of Swords. Judgment. Three of Wands. That card flipped over as I was shuffling, but I didn't take it out because it didn't actually fall on the table. But then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So very interesting. Bottom of the deck, again, the Hanged Man. New perspectives again, guys. So for my single Cancers, I feel like for some of you, there's somebody that you work with that you secretly have your eye on. But you don't know how to approach this person, and you're worried about if you tell this person that you have feelings for them, you're afraid of rejection, okay? Now, this can go the opposite way too. It may be that someone you work with or are collaborating with in some type of effort has a secret crush on you, okay? And they may be an earth sign, so that could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo, sun, moon, rising. Or there's someone that embodies the characteristics of that sign. Maybe there's someone who is like a manager or a boss of some kind. Maybe there's someone in a position of some kind of authority. Maybe there's someone that's good with money. Maybe there's someone who works in accounting. There's someone who's a slower, steadier kind of individual who really tries to plan and strategize their move, their next move. They're not someone who really jumps into something without thinking of the consequences of their actions. So you may be dealing or working with somebody like this, and they may be interested in offering you some type of romantic offer. But mentally, they feel insecure and trapped because they're uncertain how they should approach you, and maybe they're uncertain with how you feel about them. Or you feel that way about someone. You may be feeling some heartache from a past relationship. You may have been rejected even in the past, or made to feel less than in a past relationship, and that may be why it's so challenging for you to express yourself to this individual that you have an interest in. Or they could be, experiencing that and having an issue with approaching you. But I see this is causing, whoever this is for, whether it's the other person or for you, it's causing some like restlessness, maybe even some sleepless nights, thinking about this person, wanting something substantial, wanting a long-term commitment. I feel like there's a lot of feelings here. But the cards are saying you need to gain a fresh perspective, because just because you may have experienced heartbreak in the past, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen in the future. I think by the end of the month, you're understanding that. And again, we have the Judgment card here, which talks about rebirth in a new life. And we have the Hanged Man here, which is fresh perspectives. So by the end of the month, you're gaining this fresh perspective that allows you to see things in a different way and allows you to move forward. You're no longer stuck or trapped mentally by your own feelings of insecurity or doubt. It's you having the courage and confidence to go after what it is you want to go after. And ultimately, the goal is to have this fulfillment in a relationship where there's long-term potential for love, for family, for commitment. So I want to say for some of you, if you're dealing with an earth sign and you may believe that they're having these thoughts or feelings about you, this person may have been divorced, okay, or maybe going through a divorce situation, and that may be what's kind of keeping them from approaching you and letting you know that they're interested, because they have a lot on their mind. But I feel like this will clear up by the end of the month, where, they don't feel so emotionally drained or mentally drained, and there's an opportunity there for you two to move ahead, okay, and possibly create a relationship out of this. Let me use these Gypsy Oracle cards here, and we're going to gain more insight on this. Let me look at the Three of Swords here. So yeah, on the Three of Swords, whether it's you or this other potential person, needing to heal from a past relationship that there was a situation here with the past lover that they hurt you in some way, they took advantage of you in some way, and you're needing to heal this emotional trauma within yourself to find hope again in love, in romance, overcoming the challenge of the Three of Swords and releasing yourself from that pain, okay? Let me look at the Hanged Man. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Look, the Hanged Man is saying there in this reading. It's saying that there's a sacrifice that needs to be made. What's the sacrifice that needs to be made in order to gain love? Well, you need to let go of this past where there was a negative change. This is the Thief card. Maybe someone stole your heart and they treated you badly. Maybe someone took advantage of you in some way. Okay, refinding joy and love within yourself and in the life that surrounds you and in the people that surround you. Being able to be vulnerable and trust people again as children do. And the prisoner here is saying you're trapped. You're trapping yourself by staying stuck in this mindset of not releasing yourself from past hurt or past pain. Ultimately, you want to find joy. Again, this could be you or the potential partner. Now, let me look at the Ten of Pentacles here. So by the end of the month, guys, whoever you're dealing with, there's a secret lover or somebody has a secret, whether it's you or someone else. It's coming out, I think, in the open, and you're able to try to work on this relationship because we have the Servant card here, which means being of service to yourself. Help yourself find this love and romance by acknowledging these feelings and expressing them. You'll find happiness and joy and a potential for long-term commitment here with the Wedding card. Okay? So that's what I have for single Cancers. Let me go ahead and I'll pull these cards up and we'll look at what's coming in for my coupled Cancers for the month of March. Excuse me. We have the King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Star, Ace of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Lovers. At the bottom of the deck for overall energy, we have the Chariot. So the Chariot, being the overall energy, talks about victory, and it talks about overcoming obstacles and overcoming challenges. So if you're currently facing any challenges in your relationship, just know that in the month of March, you're going to be working with your partner to overcome these challenges, and you are going to be victorious in doing so. There's something here about not over-analyzing your relationship to the extent that you're not giving it room to breathe, because what you're doing is you're kind of like squeezing out the intimacy because you're just analyzing this too critically. It's either you or your partner doing this. And I see here that with the Eight of Pentacles in the center, it talks about working on the relationship, overcoming fear, anxiety, doubt, despair, making a conscious choice with the Lover's card to open yourself up to be more intimate and be more vulnerable with the Star here. For some of you, it's almost like you feel bittersweet about this relationship that you're in, because there's some parts of you that are fulfilled and happy, and then there's other parts of you where you feel like it's lacking something you need in a relationship. But it's saying here you have a choice to make about whether or not you want to work on things or not. If you want to work on things, it's going to take both of you being proactive in reinstilling the romance, the intimacy, that vulnerability, that connection in the relationship. And if you do so, if the both of you work on that together, you will be victorious in overcoming whatever challenges you've been facing in your relationship. Okay? So let's go ahead and use these Gypsy Oracle cards and gain more clarity on this. Let me look at this Knight of Cups here. Oops. We have the Scholar, reunion, and money. Maybe money's playing a factor in your relationship as well, and you're anxious and worried about money. Maybe you've spent too much over the past couple months or the last month. The cards are saying that don't make that the main focal point of your relationship. Ultimately, it's about intimacy, it's about love, it's about things money can't buy. So that may be a possibility. But other than that, we have the Scholar, which talks about learning new ways to express romance, reconnecting with your partner with this reunion card. And the Money card can just simply mean finding a new solid foundation and structure in your relationship when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to emotional connection. Okay? That chemistry that actually makes the relationship. I feel like that's what needs to be worked on. Let's look at the Star card here. So the Star card also symbolizes hope, finding hope, having a reason to hope. It's saying here, when you speak to your partner, because again, this is a card of vulnerability too. That's why the woman in this card is naked. So it's vulnerable and finding hope. Well, this young woman here in this deck, she's vulnerable. She's innocent. Some people may even consider her naive. But it's saying here you need to have a conversation with your partner and break out of this mindset, because we have the Prisoner here and then we have the Nine of Swords, and you can see that both these people are have their head down, their head is buried in their hands, they're not sure what to do, they can't break out of the chains or the mental energy that's depleting them. So it's needing to communicate with your partner about what your hopes and dreams are and what your fears are in the relationship. That opens a door where you two can be vulnerable with one another and express your true desires and express your hidden emotions and reconnect in that way. Now let me look at the Chariot. Sorry guys, I had to move it to the side here because I don't have room. So this card fell out, the Lord card. This talks about a man who's very self-confident and self-aware. Then we have Sorrow, the Pleasant Surprise, Cheerfulness. So what this is telling me is, in order to find victory and overcome these challenges in your relationship, you need to be confident in your relationship and in your partner enough. Not be so pessimistic in your view or so doubtful. Trust that things can turn around, because there is a pleasant, unexpected surprise when you are honest and vocal with your partner. And there's going to be restored happiness and joy in this relationship. Okay? So that's what I have for you guys for this month of March. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you would like a private reading. I'll be happy to provide you with one if you'd like to look at more specifically what's going on in your situation. Again, I'm offering that special of free 15 minutes on a 20-minute reading, or an additional 10 minutes on a 40-minute reading. So if you're interested, I look forward to hearing from you. And otherwise, I wish you guys all a wonderful March, and I'll speak to you in April. Bye.